Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Planet John and I will hopefully be talking about the things I like, have an interest in, or things that piss me off. And in episode 1, it's Doctor Who and it's pissed me off. Not Doctor Who per se, I don't watch it anymore, but an article in Digital Spy by a man called Cameron K. McEwan has come out with the title, How's Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who actually doing so far? Clue? It's bigger on the inside and the outside, in fact. Which is interesting, because he hasn't stated a fact yet, and I'm about to prove the little twat wrong. Jodie Whittaker's debut as everyone's favourite Time Lord last month in Doctor Who proved to be a huge hit with old and new fans alike. Did it? Her opening salvo in the long-running BBC sci-fi show even beat off successors such as Peter Capaldi and Matt Smith, and unsurprisingly drew in a much bigger female audience. You don't say, and they've all fucked off. Over the episodes since, viewers have been returning their millions, I'm about to prove that wrong, each week to watch and praise Whittaker and her TARDIS team of Bradley Walsh, Mandip Gill and Tossin Cole, whilst they travelled to an alien planet, met Rosa Parks and encountered some nasty spiders in the UK. But some quarters and indeed some media outlets have been sniping, claiming that Doctor Who is hemorrhaging fans in the million, which it is. Recently, tabloids, who couldn't possibly have any kind of agenda, unlike you, obviously, have said Doctor Who is exterminating fans due to the show's PC plots. And they're correct, even though those newspapers are full of fucking twats. Now, we won't address the 5 or 6 people on Twitter who don't like their favourite science fiction show changing the gender of the lead character and addressing racism, colonialism right now, which it's done before. They obviously have their own issues to deal with. But let's have a look at those plunging viewer figures, which I'll gladly do. Now it is a fact to say that Series 11 has seen a drop. Jodie's debut, The Woman Who Felt Worth, attracted a consolidated total of 10.53 million on television, achieving a total of 10.95 if you include laptops and smartphones, etc. As a side note, in an era of otherwise diminishing viewing figures, it turned out to be the biggest launch ever, which is another lie. However, come episode 5, the catchily titled To Suranga Conundrum, we find there's now 7.76 watching on television consolidated. As you can see, this means that just under 3 million viewers have stopped keeping up to date with the adventures of the Gallifreyan for the moment at least, but let's give some context, which I'll gladly do. A very similar thing, if not exactly the same, happened with Christopher Eccleston's 9th Doctor in 2005. He kicked off with 10.91 million, but saw viewership drop by 4 million during his run with Billy Piper as Rose, and it had a lot to do with fans being pissed off at him for leaving him after an episode. And it's the same story for Jodie's other predecessors. Both Tennant's first and third series saw dips around 3 million during their airings. Over 3.5 million fell away from Matt Smith's 2010 episode, his opening year in the TARDIS, and Peter Capaldi witnessed a 2.5 million drop in his freshman year, because he was treated like shit. As you can see, season's dips are not new. In fact, they're overwhelmingly commonplace for Doctor Who and always expected. More like old than news, am I right? You fucking twat. Now let's compare the viewing figures from series to series, which I'll laugh at. The most successful season was in 2008 when the 10th Doctor and Donald Lowe hit an average of 8.5 million. While the worst was Peter Capaldi's final run in 2017. Right, I can't be bothered to read all this. Look it up. The fuckers pissing us off. We're going to go through some of this nonsense. It's the most popular, is it? It's the biggest launch ever. Well, that's false, because Rose had a higher overnight figure of 9.9 million. Jodie's only got 8.2 million. Liberal economics and numerals, eh? They also had a 10.54 for Jodie's first episode, but Rose came in at 10.81, which no matter what way you look at it, is bigger. What a load of bollocks. The viewing figures at the minute are only 5 million in winter, on cold days, on a boring Sunday. And the thing is, last Sunday was Remembrance Sunday, when more people would have been in. It was an incredibly cold day, and yet they still struggle to get viewers. This is something Doctor Who fans like myself have been asking for years. We asked for Doctor Who to be put on around about September when the schools are starting, but the nights are getting darker and there's going to be more people inside due to the weather. This is something we've been craving for, and it's finally been done when no one's going to watch the fucking show. So 5 million for Capaldi equals disaster. And 5 million for Jodie is a success. I don't understand that. Usually consolidated figures are published by the following Friday, and they haven't published them for last week's episode. Kinda makes you wonder. Oh, yeah. And there's a reason why some of these figures will be quite high, because there'll be a certain amount of people who have an agenda to fulfill, who will sit and have the TV on but won't necessarily watch it. I did that myself with Rose. I had people turn on their TV and putting it to BBC One when I used to live in a care home, and I had everyone's channel on BBC One just to help the viewing figures a little bit. And don't think that it isn't being done today by transgenders and stuff like that who need to make it seem like they're more loved than they really are. Oh, Jesus. 5 or 6 unhappy people on Twitter, you say? I think it's a bit more than that. You go on to any Doctor Who site on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, and it's not full of fucking freaks. It's so amazing. What a load of bollocks. I fucking hate liberals. By the way, liberals are very racist. They want as many foreigners to come over here, but they will never, ever mix with them, unfortunately, for the people that come over and end up getting treated like shit by everyone else, and they've been duped into coming, but that's another issue for another day. It's not a hit with viewers. I don't care what they say. It's not a hit with viewers. More people are fucking off than anything. There are people who are on Facebook who say, I'll give the show another go. I'm 3 episodes in and I don't like her. Honestly, at 5 million in winter time, you're struggling on a Sunday when it's fucking Baltic outside and you're struggling to get 5 fucking million. People are dropping off in big numbers and you're claiming it's fucking huge. Get fucked. Jesus Christ. Also, go on the website of the link to Digital Spy, which I will leave in the description and also in the comment section, the pinned comment, and you can go and see that the comment section is shut down, which is usually the first sign that dissent will not be tolerated. Talking shit about something that is shit ist verboten. Yeah? What a load of fucking bollocks. Planet John, signing out.